You ever look at her and something just feels off? She laughs like she always does, talks like nothing changed. But deep down, you feel it. It's not something you can point to. It's not in her words. It's in her energy. The rhythm between you isn't flowing the same. It's like a song that used to play perfectly, but now one note falls just slightly out of tune. You can't explain it, but your gut already knows. Something shifted. Maybe it's small, maybe it's everything. When a woman has shared herself, not just her body, but her emotions, her softness, her attention, she carries that connection with her. It changes her rhythm. It shows in how she pauses before speaking, in how she looks at you but doesn't stay there long, in the tiny distance that forms between what she says and what she truly feels. It's not always guilt, it's not betrayal. Sometimes it's simply that her spirit is processing something new. When someone gets close to her, she absorbs a piece of that energy. It lingers, like a scent, a quiet echo that stays in her voice, her movements, her silence. But this isn't about blame or suspicion. It's about awareness. Energy always leaves traces, and people always reveal more than they realize. A Stoic man doesn't accuse. He doesn't jump to conclusions. He just watches. He notices what's different, the tone, the pace, the warmth, without letting emotion take the lead. Because truth doesn't need chasing. It unfolds naturally, for the one who's calm enough to see it. So when something in her feels unfamiliar, don't let your mind spiral. Don't question your worth. Just breathe. Observe. Stay still. Your calm is your clarity. Your awareness is your armor. The goal isn't to expose her. It's to understand the energy moving around you and to remain steady while everything else shifts. Because a Stoic man knows what is meant for him won't hide, and what changes will always reveal itself in time. Her vibe feels rearranged. You don't always need proof. You just feel it. Something about her rhythm no longer matches yours. Her presence moves differently, softer in some ways, sharper in others. It's subtle, but undeniable. It's like hearing a familiar song that suddenly plays a little off-key. The melody is still there, but it doesn't feel the same. You sense it in the pauses between her words, in the way her attention drifts for just a second too long, in the quiet that used to feel peaceful, but now feels heavy. Maybe she's quieter than before, measured, distant, more in her own head. Or maybe she's suddenly louder, talking too much, smiling too easily, as if she's filling the air so you won't notice the silence underneath. Either way, her frequency shifted. Something about the balance between you has changed. It's not something you can confront her about, because it's not in her words. It's in her energy. A Stoic man feels it, but he doesn't chase it. He doesn't accuse or demand explanations. He doesn't turn his instincts into paranoia. He just watches, quietly, steadily, without fear, because awareness gives him power, and reaction takes it away. When you move from instinct to emotion, you lose control. But when you stay calm and centered, the truth reveals itself, effortlessly, naturally, in time. A Stoic man understands that not every change needs to be confronted. Some truths are seen, not spoken, and peace comes from knowing when to notice and when to let go. Her attention breaks easily. You'll notice it first in her eyes. She's with you, but not really there. When she used to listen with warmth and interest, now her focus flickers, like a candle trying to hold its flame against a quiet breeze. She drifts mid-conversation. Her gaze moves past you, as if her mind is touching something you can't see. Her replies come a second late, as though her thoughts had to travel back from somewhere else. It's not disrespect, it's distraction. Her energy is divided, part of it anchored here, part of it still caught in something new. You can sense the distance, the quiet absence that hides behind a polite smile. And though your instinct might be to pull her closer, a Stoic man resists that urge. He doesn't react. He doesn't chase the reason. He simply observes. Because as Stoicism teaches, observe, don't absorb. You don't take her distance personally. You don't let it disturb your balance. You don't rush to fix what might not be yours to fix. You just watch. You allow the silence to speak. Because energy always tells the truth that words are too careful to admit. And the man who sees without reacting always sees the most clearly. Her words shift in texture. She might not talk more, but there's something in her tone that feels unfamiliar. It's subtle. A softness that wasn't there before, a quiet tremble, or maybe a new kind of ease. Her voice carries emotion differently now. There's warmth where there used to be calm, or calm where there used to be warmth. It's not what she says that stands out. It's how she says it. Sometimes there's a hint of guilt. Sometimes there's a new confidence, the kind that comes from feeling desired, from being seen by someone else. When a woman shares herself deeply, it leaves a mark on her voice. Her tone holds echoes, small reflections of where she's been and pieces of who she's been with. But a Stoic man doesn't press for meaning. He doesn't question every word or demand to know what changed. He simply listens, not to the sentences, but to the spaces between them. Not to her stories, but to the energy underneath. Because people never hide as well as they think. Even when their lips stay steady, their tone betrays the truth. And the man who listens with calm awareness hears everything, even what's left unsaid. Her style subtly evolves. Watch how she shows up. The smallest details often say the most. A new fragrance lingers when she walks by. Her clothes fit a little differently, more intentional, more alive. Even the way she moves has changed, softer, lighter, almost like she's floating between moments. It's never random. Change in presentation is rarely without reason. When a woman feels desired, something deep within her awakens. Her femininity begins to glow, not because of makeup or style, but because of energy. That glow can't be copied or faked. It's not in the clothes she wears, but in the confidence she radiates. It's the quiet signature of someone who's been seen, truly seen. A Stoic man doesn't overthink it. He doesn't accuse or build stories in his mind. He simply notices. He observes without judgment. Because awareness is strength. And attraction, like energy, always leaves footprints. Soft, subtle, undeniable. You just have to be calm enough to see them. She protects her space. Her phone stays closer now. Face down, screen dimmed, always within reach. It's a small thing, but you notice it. The quiet way she guards her space, like she's protecting something fragile. Her presence feels different. The air between you is tighter, as if she's holding a secret she hasn't named yet. It's not always guilt. Sometimes it's just reorganization, her emotions rearranging themselves after something new has touched her life. She's holding something inside her, even if she doesn't yet understand what it means. That's how people are. They protect the parts of themselves that are still changing. A Stoic man doesn't fight for entry. He doesn't chase what's withdrawing. He simply notices. Because the wise don't force open-closed doors, they recognize that distance speaks louder than words. When someone builds walls, you don't break them down. You let them show you where they truly stand. Still, calm, aware. Because peace doesn't come from control. It comes from understanding. Her patterns lose rhythm. She starts cancelling plans for small reasons, not dramatic, just quiet excuses that didn't exist before. Messages take longer, replies are shorter. The flow that once felt effortless now feels like it's passing through resistance. Her smile still appears when you're near, but her eyes, they drift somewhere else, as if a part of her is living in a moment you can't see. It's not betrayal, it's transition. When emotions shift, so does behavior. People move differently, speak differently, even breathe differently, and most don't realize they're doing it. Her energy is rearranging itself, trying to find balance in something new. Her focus is adjusting to a different rhythm, and though she might not admit it, you can feel it deeply, without needing proof. A Stoic man doesn't chase clarity. He doesn't beg for answers that time will reveal on its own. He simply steps back. He watches with calm curiosity, because truth doesn't rush. It unfolds, and what's meant to stay never drifts away in silence. Her energy feels full. Sometimes, after intimacy, a woman moves differently, not in obvious ways, but in her presence, her aura, her quiet rhythm. There's a weight to her calm now, a softness to her confidence. She carries herself with a kind of fullness, not pride, not arrogance, but completion. She feels seen, desired, connected, and that energy glows. It's not about how she looks, it's in how she exists. You sense it in her stillness, in the way she occupies space with ease, in the faint shift of how she looks at the world. That glow isn't decoration. It's energy made visible. It's the quiet signature of someone who's been touched by closeness, by attention, by being chosen, even if only for a moment. A Stoic man doesn't envy that light. He doesn't question it or try to own it. He understands what it is, a reflection of the natural cycle of life: connection, distance, change. He doesn't cling to what's shifting, doesn't try to control what was never his to keep. He observes, he accepts, he remains centered, because peace never pleads to be chosen. It simply stays where it belongs. The goal was never to catch her. It was never about proving anything. It's about understanding energy. When you learn to watch without reacting, to feel without clinging, you stop being ruled by emotion. You stop trying to control what was never yours to control. You begin to see truth, not through suspicion, but through calm awareness. You start to recognize the difference between fear and instinct, between reaction and understanding. You feel change, but you don't fall with it. You sense distance, but you don't chase to close it. Because a man grounded in awareness doesn't fear what shifts around him. He simply returns to stillness. Stillness is strength. It's where clarity lives. It's where truth unfolds. So when you sense that quiet change in someone, don't demand answers. Don't chase closure. Just breathe. Step back. Watch. In time, everything hidden becomes clear. The truth always reveals itself, to the man calm enough to let it. If this message opened your eyes, type in the comments, "I see with calm." Let that be your reminder, to stay steady when emotions rise, to choose awareness over reaction, to see instead of chase. Because real power doesn't come from control, it comes from clarity, from being centered enough to notice the truth without letting it break your peace. Remember this: a Stoic man doesn't fear change. He studies it. He learns from it. He grows through it. Stay grounded, stay aware, and let calm become your strength.